just came out today? Wait a minute. No way. Is it time? A video just came out today. Kenshin Chaos Breakdown is back! Oh, yeah! It's back. Kenshin Chaos Breakdown is back. It's back, baby! Kenshin Chaos Breakdown is back. It's back, baby! Just when this is beginning with the water breaking but But yes! Oh yes! 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 Yeah! Time for another. I'm so ready to say this, but hello, this is the Kenshin Chaos reaction video, and today it's time to react to Kenshin Chaos Breakdown. Yes! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. After 2 years of waiting, I finally get to react to now Kenshin Chaos Breakdown. So happy. Yeah. Yeah. Just full video. And there might be some copyright, just so I don't get in trouble with copyright bots. I'm just gonna shrink the screen a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just so I don't get in trouble with copyright bots, because I did get in trouble with copyright bots and last Kenshin Chaos Breakdown. So yeah, okay, this is it for them.
You gotta be kidding me. What the world? Who the heck opened up a portal to the underworld? Was it you, Charlie? No. It wasn't me. You're the only other person in here, so if it wasn't you, who the heck was it? I don't know. I just woke up around the same time as you did. I just heard a bunch of weird noises going on, some eerie stuff whispered in my ear. I really don't like it here. Yeah, and I'm starting to hate it here now, because seriously, why the heck is it every time we get a moment's peace, there is always some crazy crap going on? Reader? And him too? What is he doing here?
Don't ask. Really, just don't.
I have heard that you were talking about a certain ultimate mindful, or should I say,
That's not why.
ultimate disappointment.
Gaimon.
What? Isn't that the case?
No! The real case is that I wish you got this demonic crap out of my house! I ain't asked for you to stay here!
Whatever the case, I would like to observe this little analysis of yours, and even perhaps make myself present in it.
Please just say yes. This guy is so uncontrollable.
Oh my god, fine. He can join. Let's get this over with.
It's time for another Kenshin Chaos Breakdown. Let
the breakdown continue! Well, intro.
Seriously, do you guys ever knock?
I see who you are. You are my enemy. My enemy.
My
You are my
enemy.
enemy.
See
I
who
see
you
who you
are.
are.
You're
You are
my
my
enemy.
enemy.
My
My
enemy.
enemy. You are my enemy.
I see who you are. You're my enemy. My enemy. You're my enemy. I see who you are. You're my enemy. My enemy. You're my enemy. I see who you are. You are my enemy. My enemy. You're my enemy. I see who you are. You are my enemy. My enemy.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Godzilla Reader, and today we'll be continuing the Kenshin Chaos Breakdown and analyze the last 3 episodes of the series. We certainly came a long way when we started this series, and aside from some delays, we still kept going no matter what. But today, we arrive at the final chapter of this analysis series. That three of Kurajira, giving that there's now only 3 episodes to review, and then that's it.
Sure took you both long enough to get there.
Oh, and also, yeah, we have a devil monster that is with us. Don't ask how that happened.
2 years of waiting. It's time for another Kenshin Chaos breakdown. Anyways, I'm Anagoji. I was the biggest supporter of the Kickstarter to Kenshin Chaos and practically saved Kenshin Chaos. Yes, it was a group effort. But anyways, not just that, I've been the biggest supporter in general. Been watching them on Kenshin Studios since about for the hybrid days. And been following them and supporting them ever since. I'll always be the biggest supporter and will always have their back. You can find me on Anagoji 2001 on YouTube. You can find me on Anagoji 2017 on Instagram. You can find me on Anagoji 2001 on Blue Sky. You can find me Anagoji Official on Twitter. And you can find me on Anagoji or at Anagoji 2001 Warpad. With that, let's get started.
Greetings, true believers. This is NeosGamer04, aka Neos Cyber, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Kenshin Chaos Breakdown. And today we'll... Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there.
But why?
You guys already know why we're here. We already know why you're here. You guys want to see how those episodes
Yeah,
went, right?
but I don't know if this...
You guys want to see how Kurajira faced off against Godzilla and Dagon, right?
Buddy, I think you're
Yeah.
going a little offbeat right now.
So for your sake, let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Put your hats on
Wait,
and
that's not
let's
part of the
go!
script.
And let's go!
So, right off the bat, we begin this episode with Godzilla attacking a city, like he usually does, and of course, the military being unable to stop him. However, it doesn't take long for Kurajira to finally make his appearance. And once he arrives at Godzilla's universe, the long-awaited rematch finally happens.
Rematch? More like a massacre.
Wait. Don't tell me all you're gonna do is leave little comments while reviewing the episodes?
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, if you insist. Anyways, Kurajira proceeds to make the first move by charging towards Godzilla on all four.
Is Kurajira using his puppy powers?
Right. Anyways, Godzilla attempts to hit him with his atomic breath, only for Kurajira to dodge and then strikes him down. However, Godzilla retaliates and even manages to grab him and slam him on the ground. However, Kurajira isn't going to let himself be beaten down, as he then rolls away and proceeds to dust himself off. You know, when the original Kurajira did it, it was more to emphasize his character and how dangerous he is. Don't really have the same expectation here. Oh god, I think I'm gonna have another one of those times. I think I'll leave you guys to it, if you don't mind.
Ooh, readers walking out of this. Well, I guess that won't stop me from making more little comments.
Great. A demonic earworm for this review. This should be fun. After Kurajira takes some time to dust himself off, he and Godzilla immediately get back to scrapping. However, as he tries to leap for Godzilla, he misses, drops to the ground, and then punches Godzilla right in the stomach. But as he hit Godzilla, an act of retaliation, Godzilla proceeded to activate his atomic power, which would have then released an explosion that would have sent Kurajira flying into a building and tumbling onto the
All
ground.
of that for one hit that led to nothing.
Kurajira then gets up, recovering from his hits, while Godzilla stands back, waiting for his opponent to rise back up and get ready to face him once more. Godzilla then prepares his atomic breath and fires it at Kurajira. Kurajira misses the attack,
Oh, so now he's flying like a little bird.
which then leads to him crashing right into Godzilla, causing them both to crash into a bridge. Godzilla falls on the ground, weakened, trying his hardest to get himself back up from the ground. Kurajira sees this and says, nah, I can't let you do that.
I'm not going to let you get the
And
chance.
then proceeds to jump onto Godzilla and then drags the poor lizard by his tail and chucks him into the air. And for extra measure, just to make sure he stays down, used his laser beams to send him falling. And just like that, it seems like the king of the monsters might be dead? How the heck are you already dead? This is only episode 8! So, here's a correction from future Neos. Apparently Godzilla is actually not dead in this scene.
Well, he didn't even finish.
Kudajiro simply just knocked him out. So, yeah, that was just me overreacting.
Well, that's to be expected.
Okay, back to business as usual. So after that, Kudajiro is laughing triumphantly. However, he doesn't get to celebrate his victory over the King of the Monsters just yet, as a portal opens, and along with that, a ball of fire descends from the sky, revealing a new monster. This monster, of course, would be the god of destruction, Bagon.
Eden and Bagan appearing and walking towards Kujira, with Kujira roaring at Bagan and Bagan being like, nah. heads towards Godzilla. Kujira gets mad, being like, why you? Then he fires his electricity at Bagan until he forms a portal absorbing the electricity. And then Bagan slices him in half. Holy, did Bagan just disrespect Kujira after that attack? Get your booty up, Kujira. Like, Bagan, do you like that? Kujira does so. Then heads towards Bagan. Then Bagan, the god of destruction, uses Diamond Storm. 2 of the projectiles miss, but 1 hits Kujira, not really phasing him. Bagan then sees this and summons a portal from below Kujira. He falls into it, then summons a different portal from a different area in the city. As Kujira free falling from the sky, Bagan walks towards where Kujira is at. Kujira then fires his lightning beam at Bagan, doing zip. Bagan charges up his fire beam, sends a hole through Kujira, taking him down. Bagan then shoots from his form a lightning gravity beam and picks up Kujira, then blasts Kujira's tail with his lightning gravity energy, blowing him right off. Kujira then shoots his laser eyes at Bagan. Bagan holds the attack, then deflects it right back, hitting Kujira in the head. Then lasers shooting everywhere. Then one lands on the reactor near Godzilla. The energy is then absorbed by Godzilla, and then Ultra King appears out of nowhere to give him some more energy with a snap of his fingers. Then Bag stabs Kujira in the chest. After that, immortal Tets thing appears. Kujira punches Bagan's front horn off, summons a black energy ball and fires it at Bagan and engulfs him and turns him dark. Then pans back to Godzilla awakening with a huge explosion followed by a white light. Then we pan and wait. Could it be? It's Super Godzilla. There's no way they can mess that up. Right? Right?
Okay, took some time to think about it and refresh myself. What did I miss? Oh, Kurajira getting murdered. Well, can't say I'm not disappointed.
You maniac! You burned it up! Darn you! Darn you all to heck!
Can we go to the fun side now?
The final episode of Kenshin Chaos initially begins with two shadowy figures looking at a supercomputer that plays some of the footage from previous episodes in the Kenshin Chaos
Oh,
series.
poor Neos. He
All
had
of
to
which
reveal
showing
Super Godzilla.
Kudajira's many feats and also his triumphs over each kaiju he has fought. Now, here's when it gets really important. One part of it shows his fight against Ultraman, and in that, you do remember that one moment where Ultraman set up like some text across the sky, right? Turns out that was actually meant to be a distress signal, which of course would have called some of the other Ultramen in that same episode to assist him, and it would have also been relayed back to these two, which were also Ultramen themselves. One of which, of course, being Ultraman King. Both of them would have seen this footage and would have thought, well, since Kudajira is now fighting off against Godzilla, everything would be fine and dandy. Godzilla would kill him. I mean, after all, Godzilla killed the original one, right? He beat him before, so it's like, everything will be fine, right? Wrong. Because if you guys remember what happened back in episode 8, like he bodied him and put belt to tail to that poor lizard. You guys already saw the meme in episode 8. You saw what he did to him. He had a near-death experience. He barely could handle Kudajira this time. So it makes you think, dang, if he's too much for Godzilla now and Bagon's showing up, how the heck are we gonna win? The multiverse is doomed. So Ultraman King decides to go out and give Godzilla some extra power, which then would have led to the awakening of Super Godzilla. So now we get our final fight. Super Godzilla, Kudajira, and Shadow Bagon. That sounds cool, doesn't it? Like that sounds like that's gonna be epic. That's gonna be an epic way to finish off the finale by having it be a battle between all three of them. Kudajira going through a freaking gauntlet of them. That would be awesome. Is what I would say if that actually happened, because look at what they do to the Bagon, bro. Oh well. After Kudajira saw Bagon just get completely obliterated, he looked over to Super Godzilla and immediately started charging at him. He was ready for the smoke. He was like, I will beat your mother now. However, that would be Kudajira's biggest mistake, because the moment he went to punch Godzilla right in the gut, he was thinking, oh, that trick was going to work again. No. Super Godzilla did not feel a thing. Even from his electricity, he barely felt a thing and just started wailing on him. Kudajira retaliated by using his lasers to try to burn Godzilla. However, Godzilla later deflected that attack and then started tearing Kudajira apart. He was tearing off the dude's flesh like it was nothing. Pulled off his tail and everything. And then next, Kudajira finally says he's done with the nonsense and said he's gonna blow up this planet and destroy Godzilla with it. Just watch.
That's not what happens.
Witness the wrath of my immortal power!
In a last-ditch effort, Ultraman King would have bestowed Godzilla with one more gift. This being the souls of all the monsters Kudajira had previously slain.
It should be interesting.
This will be my final test, kid. You have finished Godzilla. You will now be cast into the shadows, just as the other Godzilla have been as well.
It's so surreal. It's incredible.
Alright! Enough of this immortal power crap you keep yakking about! I don't know anything about that with stupid shadow powers.
Oh,
But I do know one thing. For every monster you slay, I'm going to use all their power and combine them with mine. And with that, we'll use all our power to defeat you!
What? No! You have more power to defeat him!
Titans, attack!
No! No! I will not be destroyed!
just like
And with that final strike, Kudajira has finally been defeated. And along with that, the souls of all the monsters that he had killed previously have now been returned to their respective dimensions and are all living peacefully and happily ever after. Wait, all of them? All of them. So does that also include the original Kudajira as well as... doesn't that count Destroyer too? Wait, not just Destroyer, Gaiken too! Ultraman King does realize they're villains, right? Who the freak is going to stop them? Are we just not going to say anything about, hey, wait, Ultraman King, get back here! Get back here! What do you think you're doing? No, what are you doing? You idiot! Stupid choices aside, Godzilla as well as Ultraman would finally be at peace. However, before they got to celebrate this moment, a new alien figure happened to appear right before them, creating a wall of fire right in front of him, right as he was about to take away the remains of Kudajira, finding some interest in him, stating that he's actually still alive, but barely living. But before he could get the chance to take away Kudajira, two other figures that looked a bit similar to him would happen to appear right in front of Godzilla and Ultraman, protecting them and getting ready to fight the red guy. To create a portal in order for him to make his escape, as well as taking away the remains of Kudajira. After this had happened, the two other aliens would then explain to Ultraman and Godzilla that they actually need their help because there's actually a greater threat, apparently a greater threat than Kudajira that's on their way. And this upcoming threat just so happens to be none other than Ultraman Belial. Wait, both episodes have been Ultraman focused. And then how Reader was about this stuff last... No. Don't make me edit another Ultraman rant, please. I can't do that again, man. Come on, no.
Okay, so exaggeration aside, what are my thoughts on these last 3 episodes? Honestly, I did like them, although there were still some problems that I had with them. Overall, I did like the arc that they were going with, especially with showcasing how much of a threat Bagan is, and how Godzilla needed to turn into Super Godzilla in order to not only stop Kudajira, but also Bagan, who, according to what has been said, is the bigger threat between the two. The ending was especially the best part in the last episode, since not only do we actually get the introduction of the brothers, but it seems that something big is about to happen, and Kudajira seems to be tied to it. And you know what? That's the best part. That being said, these episodes still have a few problems. Kudajira is once again being treated like a punch that against opponents like Bagan and Super Godzilla. I can understand that you would have some issues with them. However, are you telling me that in the moment that Kudajira pulls out that stunt, where he basically goes super dark Saiyan and throws like some sort of dark energy ball at Bagan, It doesn't even kill him, it just turns him into a Shadow Man? Are you for real? That's just wasted here. And I know I said that it was understandable that Kurajira would obviously have some struggles against Super Godzilla, but here's the funny thing. In one of the live streams that Kenshin Studios had, which was the Season 1 celebration live stream, when Kurajira did the Immortal Power thing, according to Nico,
it's essentially if he's getting his ass kicked too much, where the regeneration just isn't really keeping up, it's not working. Right. He trades off that regeneration power for a huge boost of power, essentially. Okay.
So if that's the case, how come he didn't kill Bagan? Or better yet, how come he's struggling against Super Godzilla if they're practically at the same level? Granted, I'm not saying that Super Godzilla should have lost, but like, at least give Kurajira a few moments to actually strike back. He barely did anything in the last episode, just getting curbstoned. And what makes this worse is that all of the kills that he did, basically all of the work that he put through, it's now thrown in the trash. Literally all of the opponents that he killed, they are now revived and they are now living peacefully in their respective universes. Although I don't know if I would go as far as to say that, given that Destroya is fighting Kiryu, so I don't know if he's peaceful about it. And Gigan is also out there in the Final Wars universe, so he's probably gonna be killing some people, if not for Godzilla killing him first. And the old Kurajira, who's gonna stop him? No one. There's literally no one out there to stop him. Since I'm assuming that the old Kurajira in that timeline comes from a timeline where he actually killed Godzilla from Rapha the Hybrid. So really, Ultraman King absolutely messed up here. He literally revived an absolute murderous titan out there with no one to stop him. Great job, Ultraman King. You sure did nothing well. Oh, and speaking of Ultraman, here comes my next problem. And look, I don't want to keep ranting on Ultraman because even though I really don't care for the franchise anymore, I still love it. In the last 3 episodes, at least episode 9 and 10, Ultraman is so incredibly shoehorned in. Like, literally, all the focus that was originally on Kurajira is now shifted in Ultraman. Especially in the last episode, where it is revealed that Ultra 7 and Ultraman King have been literally following Kurajira's footstep on everything from like his original universe and throughout the multiverse. And honestly, that just makes Kurajira's entire journey pointless, because the last episode is no longer about him. It's now about the Ultraman. Like, why are we suddenly focused on the Ultraman? Like, why? I thought this was supposed to be about Kurajira. Why should we focus on them? And what's even more annoying is the fact that during the scene where Kurajira gets hit by Super Godzilla's stomach beam, and there's that cool sequence where you see all of the opponents that he killed basically roaring at him, Ultraman is quite literally the one that does the finishing blow. It's not even Godzilla that does it. It's Ultraman. Like, jeez, stop it with the Ultraman pandering here. I get it. Also, why is Belial here? Why is Ultraman Belial shown at the very end of Kenshin Chaos? Why is he here? Why is he apparently the big threat in all of this? I thought they were supposed to be the brothers. Again, why is Ultraman Belial even here? Like, I love Ultraman Belial, but he didn't need to be here. Again, the focus on Kurajira, has literally shifted away from him, and it's now placed on the Ultraman. Like, that's just some of my problems I have with this episode. But in terms of my overall thoughts on the series itself, I will say that I series that I'll be coming back to it like several times, honestly, and mostly has to do with the quality change between. Like I said in the previous video, I am not a big fan of the animation from episode 5 to episode 10. I think it's still a bit slow and just janky. Like, it's just not good enough. Like, again, I'm not blaming Ultraman Ultimo for this. Again, I'm not blaming you, but I'm just saying that I'm not a fan of your animation. Sorry about that. At the same time, Kurajira's change from this epic character to just a complete punching bag didn't really make all the fight scenes all that entertaining, if I'm being honest. It doesn't help that till this day he hasn't even gotten a single awesome kill. Heck, if I'm being honest, there isn't any kill that has surpassed the one that he did on Destroya from episode 2. That kill is by far one of his best kills yet, and I'm surprised that it's not even surpassed. But overall, I don't really hate the show from making these decisions, and I can't really blame the Chris and Nico and everyone involved in this in this series, since there has been a lot of difficulties during the production of Kenshin Chaos, and I can't be mad at it. I can't really be mad at it. It's one of those things that it's just that difficult to go through, and unfortunately, even favorable for some people, it's not something to blame the creator for. After all, it's most of what Hollywood has been making. So yeah. And besides, Kudadra is still a character that I'm still previous Kenshin Chaos episode. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So even with all the downs that has happened in his own series, I still can't really be mad at him, nor can I really hate him, because he still inspired me to get where I am right now, and I'm still grateful for it.
Okay. Kid Chaos Episode 8, Godzilla was pure awesomeness. Each opponent was equally matched. And Kujo is pure evil after getting hit and laughs after beating Godzilla. It's overall fun. And I love that as Bagon was pure epicness. I freaking love it. It was amazing and was easily should have been where the season finale went. It was going in a good direction, and that sudden hit of Super Godzilla being Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid is awesome. Then the episode all I've been waiting for, Kenshin Chaos, season finale. I have words. Okay, Kujiya did not fight back in the entire episode against Super Godzilla. He did not win one hit. He only that's not true. He led 3 hits on Super Godzilla. That's it. He didn't win that many hits. Yeah, I know he didn't land that many hits on Bagan, but at least that fight was entertaining. This fight's not entertaining. It's just him getting his butt handed to him throughout the entire fight. Super Godzilla just beats the heck out of him. And it's not entertaining at all. And wait, you mean to tell me after Kujira loses his immortality to beat Bagan, he's no longer immortal? Are you kidding me? No, that's not how giving up immortality works. When you usually give up immortality, you become stronger. That's how it usually works in writing, I guess. It depends on which case we're talking about. And wouldn't it make more sense for him to become immortal times 2, like the developers said? It just comes off like he's giving up his immortality just to become weaker. It doesn't really seem like he's becoming immortal. I'm sorry. There are 2 examples way better of giving up their immortality. One, Zeref from Fairy Tail. He gave up his immortality after breaking magic law, and his curse is that everyone he loves dies. It gets to the point where everything just dies around him, and his only love, Mavis, first master of Fairy Tail, she gets the same curse and runs away with Zeref, only to spend time with him, and then she too dies after Zeref and Mavis kissing, and then gives the kiss of death. And then Zeref returns with Mavis's dead body to Sadie's second master of Fairy Tale's front doors. Then Zeref spends the next 100 years setting up the events of Fairy Tale, wanting nothing more than to be destroyed by Natsu. And it ends up him giving up his immortality just to be with Mavis in the afterlife. And they have kids, and oh, that's so sweet. That's how you do immortality. Just be with happiness. And then 2, Kratos, the god of war. He gave up his immortality in Chains of Olympus just to be with his daughter after being asked by Hades' wife, only to be tripped she can destroy the world pillar. Kratos legit has to make a sacrifice and chooses has to either be with his daughter or save the world. And he makes that sacrifice, showing his character development and character growth. And Kratos tries to get all his godly power back and leaves his daughter in the underworld, only filled with grief. Kratos legit gives up happiness just to save the world and says goodbye to his daughter. And by the end of the game, he is just filled with grief after losing the only things he's loved. Like he is just filled with grief. Both good examples. Giving up immortality are really good at driving the story. What does Kujira do? Gives up his powers to have a weak body. Yeah, that's not how it works. It could have been like he gives up his immortality to become immortality times infinity, but it just comes off like becomes he gives up immortality to get immortality power just to have just be weak to attacks. Pixar Studios did say, but by the look of it, yeah, no, I don't think he doesn't really come off as becoming all powerful in the finale, and he doesn't really come off as strong. He just comes off as weak and pathetic. Like that is not what Kujira is supposed to be. That is not how you do a Kujira fight and the and Super Godzilla. It should have. This episode could have been so much more. What they could have done, they could have taken out part with commentary at the beginning and just add some fighting in it. And it could have been like a 7-minute fight, and this episode could have been really good. It could have been one of the most epic things ever. We could have a dragged out fight, and it would have been one of the most coolest things ever. And we could have one of the most epic fights, Kenshin Chaos. But no, you know what we have instead? Kujira getting his butt handed to him by Super Godzilla. Bagging could have been part of that fight. How it could have been like a 3-way ball, and it could have been awesome. But no, Bagging gets one shot in this episode and does absolutely nothing. Nothing much happens in the season finale of Kenshin Chaos. I don't like this episode. And you know what? This episode is the second most popular video on Kenshin Studios. How is that? I believe the only reason why this episode is so popular is because of the brothers. That's it. If this episode did not have the brothers, this video will not get that many views. The only reason is because of the ending. That's because I hate this episode. I hate the season finale of Kenshin Chaos. Except for the brothers. The brothers is the only thing good about this episode. I hate it.
Now, for my individual thoughts. For episode 8, I thought episode 8 was actually pretty solid. I thought it was pretty cool to actually see that fight between Godzilla and Kudajira. It almost felt like you could see it as like sort of like a rematch, even though this Kudajira and the Godzilla that we see here are not the same ones from Wrath of the Hybrid at all, especially since the first episode of Kenshin Chaos kind of already confirms they're not the same ones. It's entirely different universes. So, 2, both of them also seem like they were evenly matched for most of that fight, but at the same time, it genuinely looked like Kudajira was just mopping the floor with Godzilla, but also not completely giving him the time of day, because at the end of the fight, he didn't actually kill Godzilla yet. Originally, when I saw the episode, I thought Godzilla was dead, but apparently not. He was simply just beaten so bad that he was knocked out. As for episode 9, I thought that was also a pretty solid fight, but at the same time, that fight also kind of had a similar problem to episode 8, where it felt a little anticlimactic because Kudajira didn't exactly finish them off. However, I feel the reason why they probably did that for both episodes was obviously to build things up, because I mean, for one thing, we obviously knew the finale was going to have Godzilla become Super Godzilla, So obviously it makes sense Godzilla would have not been killed in episode 8. So yeah, of course, it makes perfect sense. And for Bagon, I assume, and I can't even confirm this for sure, but I assume the reason why he was probably kept alive and got turned into a shadow creature was most likely a way of them probably hinting at him possibly being a part of the Super Godzilla fight in episode 10, which that also leads to how I feel about episode 10, where I feel like that part was kind of disappointing. Because Bagon was in that episode, yes, but he didn't actually do anything. Like, he didn't contribute anything to the fight. The moment Super Godzilla finally pulled up, Bagon didn't really get to do anything. He just got blown up into smithereens. That episode could have easily have been like a brawl between all three monsters. And I feel like that actually would have been pretty cool. That would have at least made the finale feel a little more epic than what they were already going for with that episode. It's like the fight in itself, like the actual fight between Godzilla and Super Godzilla, I'm gonna be honest, this is probably one, like, despite the fact that I do think there were some pretty cool moments there, especially like Kudajira like finally saying enough is enough and trying to destroy Godzilla with whatever ounce of power that he had left before Godzilla blew him up in the smithereens with like that one version of his attack that had the spirits of all the monsters that Kudajira had killed previously all like attacking him, basically making it feel like they're all like united for this one time to beat down Kudajira. Sort of like how the spirits of the monsters united with Godzilla in his final attack, like gave him the strength to keep fighting in order to defeat the OG Kudajira. I don't know if that was specifically made to be a callback to that, but if it was, good job. I think that was actually pretty cool. Like, obviously, it's not the same lineup of monsters, but still, I think both like Kudajira losing in that way is cool. I think it's just how it was handled. I don't think was handled nearly as well as Wrath of the Hybrids like take of that final fight. I see the potential, but I don't think it was handled nearly as well. He gave up his immortality in order to make himself stronger and to gain more power. It didn't really feel like he gained that much, like too much power, like in episode 10. Episode 9 was the only time it really felt that way, but that was simply like him throwing like an energy blast that looked like a dark Kamehameha or a dark Hadouken at Bagon, but it didn't really, like I said before, it just turned him into a shadow creature. Like, it just took that sucker to the shadow realm for whatever reason. And then after that, it's like you think, oh, well, maybe there's a benefit to it. Like maybe Bagon would have worked for Kudajira or something. Maybe it controls him. No, it literally doesn't do anything. Like, or at least whatever the meaning of that was, we don't really get to see it because Bagon never got to do anything. And Godzilla the entire time was pretty much ripping Kudajira to absolute shreds, which is why Kudajira ended up using all that power to try to beat him, seeing if it could do anything, but it didn't. Like, it really didn't. He just got blasted, basically just turned into chump change by the end. I do think us getting to finally see the brothers, or the Kami Torio, I believe is what the name for the group that Kenshin Studios came up with. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they said they were. I thought that their designs are pretty neat. I actually do like them. I think they're pretty cool. I just kind of wish we got to see more of them. I also honestly wish they were built up a bit better than they were here. Like, I think them showing up here, I think was good. Like, I think that part was good. I just wish there was more build up to them earlier on. And I guess the whole thing about the Ultraman case, which even though I do think it was cool that they did incorporate more Ultraman stuff into these episodes, I also do think Ultraman King's presence and Ultra 7 was a little, just a tiny bit shoehorned in. I don't know if that's exactly a thing that I imagine it was probably written in the script. I don't know if it's actually something written in the script or if it was something that Ultraman Ultimo like suggested. I have no idea. I'm not trying to blame anyone. I'm just talking about it. Like, I don't think it was terrible, but just, I don't know. Something about it felt like it was good, but also felt out of place in some areas. Especially when you got the fact that Ultraman Belial is also revealed to be this new upcoming threat, or probably someone who has ties to that new threat that the brothers were talking about. I still can't properly say what exactly the plans are. And that, like, we probably won't find out until Kenshin Chaos Season 2. Assuming Season 2 ever happens. One thing I'm honestly kind of surprised about is the fact that we never actually find out anything about this version of Kutajira. Obviously, we know about the original Kutajira being like a hybrid of Godzilla, Space Godzilla, and Orga as well. We know that, but we don't really know what makes up the current Kutajira. Assuming the current Kutajira actually still is a hybrid like them, but just like him, but just more subtle. And we also don't entirely know this Kutajira's origins. Like, we don't know if he was created the same way, like in a similar way, or what, or if he's like something entirely different. And I don't know if Chris and Nico have ever really, like, I don't know if anyone at Kenshin Studios has ever confirmed what this Kutajira's origins are. Assuming the Rise doesn't talk about it or something. I guess overall, my thoughts about it is that the Godzilla arc, I think, had some promise, but I do think, like, out of all the arcs we had for Kenshin Chaos, it was honestly probably the most disappointing, given, like, I guess, how the direction was actually handled for it. Like, again, not saying it was outright terrible. Not outright terrible. I don't hate it. But I also don't love where it went. Like, I think it had a lot of potential, but I don't think it was bad, like super bad, but it wasn't that great. At most, it was just okay. Now, I'm guessing you guys are probably wondering, since we covered all the episodes at this point, what does that mean for Kenshin Chaos Breakdown? Is the series going to continue, or is it just going to end right here since we finished all the episodes at this point? And, well, the answer to that is both a yes and a no. Huh? Wait, why are you guys... Hey, okay, wait, guys, I'm not done talking. Wait. All right. Shut up! Let me finish talking, please. What I mean by that is that the door is still open for Kenshin Chaos Breakdown to continue. Yes, it probably will. Like, yes, it will continue eventually. There aren't really any more episodes to cover in the series, and we have no idea when Season 2 will be made. There isn't really much else to cover aside from the videos that we have planned, like, on the back burner for the series, that being the timeline video, as well as the Rivals of Kutajira, and maybe an update on Kutajira's powers, though I'm not entirely sure if we'll get to that. We might, but I can't guarantee we'll do that or not. It would be fun to do, but I just can't guarantee it at the moment. So, for the time being, yes, Kenshin Chaos Breakdown will continue, just for now it's going to be put on hold. Mostly so that everyone involved could still get some time to finish up whatever projects they have, like whatever other projects that they have in mind currently, and also for everybody to handle whatever other stuff they have in real life going on right now. But with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Okay, now that this is over, reader, please take your demon and get him out of here. He doesn't have to go home, but he needs to get the heck out of here. Why the heck do I hear stomping?
Oh no.
Oh, come on! Well, I can tell you who that was. It's that lanky psycho right over there.
Greetings. Who in the hell are you? I am what you wish you were. Oh, please. You know what I'm talking about. Don't you dare! What is the word that the newer generation likes to use?
Fraudulent?
Oh, that's right. You suck.
Yeah, you totally suck.
You suck and you stink as well.
I don't know. I watch.
Fatal mistake. I've also got a kaiju on my side.
Emerge from the depths of Hollow Earth! Kaiju hero! Evolve Godzilla!
Did he have to use Evolve Godzilla?
Okay, next time, Reader, we are taking care of this stuff at your place. I cannot take it anymore.
Yay! Okay. I enjoyed that. I pretty much enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. Love that episode. Didn't. Yeah. Okay. But yes, can't believe it's finally over. It's over. Yay! We finished the analysis part. Probably will continue later on, like 5 years from now. I don't know. But this is Andrew signing off. And remember, stay big, Kenshin fans! Well, Kitchen Chaos Breakdown fans, I guess. Alright, bye.